If you're like me, you're more than likely grew up watching the Pokemon anime. We were all rooting for Ash to become the very best, like no one ever was, to catch all the Pokemon and become champion. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. My question is, if he stopped releasing his best Pokemon, if he trained properly and his Pokemon actually obeyed him, could Ash, with the team that he had, collect all 8 gym badges and actually become the champion? Let's find out. So we start off with Charmander because it's the only starter Pokemon that Ash had in the anime that evolved all the way to the end. So we're going to go ahead and train up this Charizard, right? So he'll obey us. We go ahead and fight Gary. He always chooses the starter which is stronger to yours. So he starts off with Squirtle, which is actually canon since he has a Blastoise in the actual anime. Even though he has a type advantage, we take him down because this is Ash's game and not Gary's. We ran some errands for Oak, come back, get the Pokédex, scoop up the Pokéballs, and our journey to the top begins. We go off to find ourselves a Mankey because everybody needs an angry pig monkey Pokemon on the squad. He's definitely going to come in clutch for Brock. We go to Viridian Forest. We find ourselves the OG Caterpie, which is definitely going to join the squad. Gonna get ourselves a nice and powerful Butterfree further on. We keep searching in Viridian Forest and searching and searching and searching for a long time until we come across the mascot, the OG king himself, Pikachu. After a little bit of going back and forth, we finally throw a couple Pokeballs and Pikachu joins the squad. Battling through Viridian Forest, we get our Caterpie to evolve into a Metapod and then into a Butterfree. As we make our way to Pewter City and prepare ourselves to take on our first gym battle, we have our nice and powerful Mankey up front. He joined the squad just for an occasion such as this. We make our way into the gym. Mankey makes real quick work of all the rock type Pokemon in the gym. He dominates as expected. And we finally make our way to Brock. Our first gym battle begins. Mankey starts kicking people below the belt with his low kicks. No Geodude can stand up. We learn Karate Chop as we take on the Onix. As sturdy as Onix is, he also can't take any kicks below the belt, and we earn our first badge. We make our way into Mount Moon, and let me tell you something right now, ladies and gentlemen, Butterfree does not like Team Rocket. Butterfree goes on an all-out assault in this cave and completely obliterates grunt after grunt with his confusion. We pick up a nice and powerful sleep powder. Did I tell you guys Butterfree hates Team Rocket? We finally make it to Nugget Bridge where Gary comes out trying to G-check us. We send out our mascot as he sends out his Pidgeotto. After a couple of Thunder Shocks and a quick attack, we knock him out. Anger Management Karate Chops is for Tatter. As Charmander comes on here and scratches Abra's face off with the Metal Claw. Butterfree comes out. Just so you know, Butterfree is not a fan of Gary either. Little by little, whittling down that Squirtle, and we pick up our win against Gary. Continue battling on Nugget Bridge. Our Charmander eventually gets to level 16. And we evolve to a nice powerful Charmeleon. Make our way into Bill's house, see him getting freaky with some experiments. We help him out, because that's just the kind of man that we are. And then we make our way to Misty's gym. The mascot comes out and completely demolishes all the trainers. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, Misty. Between Recover and Water Pulse, we lose. And then we come back strong and we lose again. Third time is the charm, right? We come back into scene and we go for the hacks because that's how true trainers win. We get lucky, we get a crit. Paralyze that Starmie. And we finally take it down. Pikachu grows to level 23. He shows Misty who's boss. We make our way to Vermilion where we take on the SS Anne. Go through some parties, find Gary again. These Pokemon are not a challenge for our squad right now. Our squad is eating his for breakfast. After a couple Thunder Shocks, we're able to take down his War Turtle. Come in here, rub on this sick captain's back, and collect the TM for cut. With the ability to cut, we make it into the Vermilion City Gym. We search through some trash cans, and we're ready to take on Surge. Our anger management comes out, going straight for the digs. No amount of potions could save Voltorb. Sends out our twin brother, but we gotta do what we gotta do because this is combat. Hit him with the dig. We barely survived that shockwave, and one critical hit gets us the next badge. We make our way finally to Lavender Town and heal up after getting through Rock Tunnel. After battling countless trainers, countless nerds, collecting that money and that experience, our Mankey goes ham with the dig. We make it to Celadon City, where we get a couple of TMs to power up our squad and we take on Erica. Charmeleon completely destroys this gym, and we finally make it to Erica herself. Even though it's just an Ember, it's doing a clean 50%. We're able to take out Victory Bell with no issues. Even with the paralysis in play, Charmeleon is just completely demolishing Erica's team. We switch out to Mankey just to get a couple of experience points on him for the battle. We switch back out to Charmeleon to finish off the job. We all know grass Pokemon love status moves, but now that I'm in Blaze and I get the burn, Vileplume goes down. And with that, we get our anger management to level 28, and our Mankey evolves into Primate. So we make our way into the Rocket Hideout, the little casino. Did I tell you that Butterfree hates Team Rocket? Because Butterfree hates Team Rocket. Butterfree is literally the MVP when it comes to battling Rocket Grunts. Butterfree does not care if you're at full HP. We finally make our way to Giovanni. After a kick below the belt, the Onyx goes down. Did I mention to you that Butterfree hates Team Rocket? Yeah. We send our Charmeleon, we get a couple brick breaks in. We punch a Kangaskhan right in the baby and we pick up the win against Giovanni. After beating Giovanni, we pick up the Silph Scope and we go back to Lavender Tower as we take on Gary once again. He's going for the scummy sand attacks, but we have our glasses on, boys. We send out Pikachu to use a nice and powerful Thunderbolt. Wartortle tries to hide, but there is no hiding from the wrath of the OG. Growlithe tries to scare our Anger Management, but Anger Management is not afraid. And our Charmeleon is able to pick up the win with a nice and clean Ember. Clean Ember, and then scratching Kadabra's face off, and we pick up the win. We make it to the top, where Mr. Fuji is being held captive by Team Rocket. We rescue Mr. Fuji. We're able to pick up a nice flute. And with the good rod, we go searching for the newest member of our squad, a nice and powerful Krabby. We start grinding up our Krabby. Grinding up our Butterfree, picking up some levels. Krabby hangs in there and picks up the win over the Spearow. As we send in the mascot to go ahead and take care of the Fearow. Beating Birdman, we're able to finally evolve our Krabby into a Kingler. And now came the longest part of this entire run. We're going to the Safari Zone searching for a powerful team member. We're searching and searching. It took, honestly, probably a good 3 hours of searching in this Safari Zone. And we find it. And it runs. Continuing to search, we find it again, and it runs. And we continue our search, and we find it again, boys and girls. And the gods finally smile down on us, and Tauros joins the squad. We make our way into Koga's gym after picking up a couple of levels. We send Tauros out to earn his keep, and he definitely does. We make our way to Koga. Charmeleon is able to use a couple flamethrowers to take down his first coughing. Then Muck comes out, so I send out Primeape to go ahead and use some digs, but he raises his defense. And then he raises his evasionness. This looks like a job for Butterfree. We use a Psychic, and it's doing minimal damage as we get Toxic. Butterfree does have Compound Eyes, so even though he's raised his evasionness, we're able to hit our moves a little better than the rest of our squad, but we still end up missing. We send our Charmeleon back out as we miss another Flamethrower. We finally go down to the Muck as we're able to hit a Shockwave on Pikachu to take it out. Another Coughing comes out. The Pikachu's used to dealing with coughings due to Team Rocket. We take it down with a nice Thunderbolt. Last but not least is the Weezing, who hits us with a powerful Sludge. Tauros comes back out, and all that searching and searching the Safari Zone pays off. We get hit with a Toxic, but it's too little too late. With the strength of our Tauros, we win our next badge. We grind up on some trainers, some Cubos, and our Charmeleon is evolving to a nice and powerful Charizard. We make our way to Saffron City to rescue the Sylph Company. As we take on our rival one more time, we hit this Pidgeot with a nice and powerful Thunderbolt. Our Kingler is out and he is ready for blood. Growlithe stands no match against the Surf. Execute stands no chance against the Flamethrower. We send out our nice and powerful Tauros to try to take on this Blastoise as it's just constantly protecting. You can only hide for so long though. A couple of strengths is enough to go ahead and take it out. Alakazam comes out and he's no match for the strength of our Tauros. He looks into the future but forgot to pay attention to the present as we meet Giovanni one more time. Nidorino comes out and we go ahead and use a super effective Mud Shot. With the critical hit, we're able to OHKO it. Kingler's amazing defense eats up the double kick as we're able to slow it down with the Mud Shot. And we're able to then clean it up with the Surf. Kangaskhan coming back out. It looks like a job for Primeape. We go for the nice and powerful Karate Chop. And with the critical hit, we're able to take it out. He goes to send out the Rhyhorn as we just send Kingler back in to clean up the battle. We go into Saffron City Gym as we work our way through this puzzle and teleport around. We finally make it to Sabrina. Tauros comes out with his strength and OHKOs. Mr. Mime trying to calm down, but it's too little too late. We send in Charizard to go ahead and take care of the Venomoth with the Flamethrower. Alakazam comes out, we hit it with a Fly. He calms his mind a little bit. Recovers. We survive the Psychic just barely as he looks into the future, but forgets to pay attention to the present. We get our next badge. And we're off to Cinnabar Island, where the gym is locked, as we make our way into the Poke Mansion. We pick up the secret key and a couple cool TMs on the way. Once we get into the gym, we go right through these quizzes. We get to Blaine. Kingler gets intimidated, but he doesn't care about that. A Surf takes out the Growlithe. Takes care of the Ponyta. Fire Blast is a miss, as we're able to take down the Rapidash as well. Arcanine comes out way over level. is able to take my Kingler down as I send in the Primeape. After one Karate Chop, we go down to a crit Fire Blast. We send in the Mascot, but we get outsped and Fire Blasted. Looks like a job for our Tauros with a Strength. We're able to clean this up and get our next badge. We make our way to Viridian City Gym, which is finally open. Kingler makes pretty clean work of this gym and all its trainers. Did I mention to you that Butterfree does not like Team Rocket? We finally get to Giovanni as we take on him for our last badge. Did I mention to you that Butterfree does not like Team Rocket? He doesn't care that he's 4 times weak to these rock moves. Yeah, Butterfree proceeds to assault Giovanni's team. We get taken down by a disrespectful Poison Sting, but Kingler's able to come in and clean up with Surf. Nidoking hits us with an Earthquake, but it's not enough damage. Slow it down with the Mud Shot. Survive one more Earthquake and clean up with Surf. With that, we got our 8th badge and a TM for Earthquake. We make our way to Route 22 as our rival stops us and doubts in our potential to win the Pokemon League. We gotta prove him wrong this time, so Pikachu comes out with the Thunderbolt and Oko's the Pidgeot. Butterfree does not care for Rhyhorns. Kingler does not care for Growlithe. Charizard does not care for Executes. And our biggest obstacle is constantly the Blastoise. We go down to a bite with Pikachu. So we come back out with Primeape and go for the Cross Chop. We miss that Cross Chop as he proceeds to hit us with Water Guns in the rain. He switches in, takes his secret power and gets paralyzed. Looking into the future, and we're able to take down the Alakazam. Trying to get a paralysis on this Blastoise didn't work out. We end up going down to a Rapid Spin. Butterfree's back in. Butterfree pleasantly surprised me with the amount of damage output it was giving. Between some Giga Drains and Psychics, Butterfree's able to pick up the win for us. And Gary goes down. We make our way through all the bad stops. As we go into Victory Road, we grind up our team, pick up some new moves. Use a couple TMs as we take down our twin brother. Finally make it to the Indigo Plateau. And we're ready for the Elite Four. We start things off against Lorelei. She sends out her Dugong, and we send out our Pikachu. Thunderbolt does a nice amount of damage as we get hit with the Ice Beam. Set off another Thunderbolt as we almost take it out. And we clean up with another Thunderbolt. The Cloyster comes out. Since it has really terrible special defense, we just go for the Thunderbolt as it goes straight down. Slowbro comes out. A lot more bulky, so I'll opt for the Thunder. And we're able to pick up the Oko on that. Lapras, another bulky water type, comes out. We opt for the Thunder, and we don't miss. It barely hangs on as it goes for the Surf, and our Pikachu goes down. Primate's Berry activates as we go for the Brick Break, but it uses a full Restore. We end up going for the Cross Chop and don't miss, and we take down the Lapras. As she goes in for the Jinx, I send out Charizard. Hit it with a powerful Flamethrower. It barely hangs on, but it does get burned. It does put us to sleep, but between the burn damage, I was pretty confident that we'd be able to take it out before it takes us out. Hits us with an Ice Punch, does about 50%, and it goes down to the burn. Next up is Bruno. Which we suspect is actually Ash's dad, but not confirmed. Starts off with the Onix, we go straight for the Surf to pick up an easy win. He goes to send out his Hitmonchan, and I thought this was Butterfree's shot to shine. We go for the Psychic as he goes for the Rock Tomb, and Butterfree goes straight down. This battle got a whole lot more difficult without the Psychic. I had to really think over what I was going to do, so I opted to go in Tauros to just intimidate it. And then switch into Primate. We resist the Rock Tomb, and it's going to become an all-out slugfest. He misses the Sky Uppercut as we hit the Paralysis on the Secret Power. Then we opt to go for some Brick Breaks. And Hitmonchan goes down. Next comes out Hitmonlee, and I thought of using the same strategy, so I go ahead and use Tauros to get the Intimidate off. Switch back out to Primate. Hits us with a hard Brick Break as we go for the Cross Chop. We almost take it out, but it survives as it takes us down with the Brick Break. Go Charizard and use a Flamethrower to finish off the Hitmonlee. Machamp is coming back out. Even though I suspect that it has a rock move, I really don't have too many options now. I have to use the Fly. It opts to go for Bulk Up, thankfully, as we're able to hit it with the Flamethrower and get the burn. Even with the burn, we still go straight down to a Rock Tomb. He eats his berry as we send in the Mascot. We go for a Thunderbolt, but he does heal up. Does a good amount of damage. but not enough. I go for the Thunder as he switches into Onyx. Switch back out to the Kinglet to go ahead and eat up the Earthquake and go for the Surf. He's going back out to the Machamp, so I opt to go into the Tauros to get the Intimidate off again. I go for the Hyper Beam, which misses, unfortunately, as he goes for a Scary Face. Hits me with a Cross Chop. I almost go down to it, but I'm able to get that Hyper Beam off. He barely hangs on and then fully heals up. He misses the Cross Chop, thankfully, and I'm able to hit another Hyper Beam, just trying to get as much damage off on him as possible before I go down. We go back out to the mascot, and we go for a Thunder, which doesn't miss again, thankfully, and we're able to take down the Machamp. We move on to Agatha, which is of course Bashing Oak, so we're here to prove her wrong. Starts off with a Gengar, which I just opt to go ahead and use a Rock Tomb to slow it down a little bit. Starts going for the double teams. I know it's not going to end well for me, so I go into Butterfree since it has Compound Eyes. I get confused as I go for the Psychic, but I hit myself in confusion. I'm still trying to break through that confusion, but I end up hitting myself again. And Butterfree goes down without shining one more time. It's going to be a tough battle without that Psychic. I send in Charizard and I just go for the Flamethrower. Barely hangs on and hits me with another Shadow Punch. And then she opts to heal up. I'm able to do over 50% with the Flamethrower and finally take down this first Gengar. We go Pikachu as she sends out her Golbat. We do get hit hard with the Poison Fang, but we're able to OHKO it with the Thunderbolt. She sends in the Arbok as we go Tauros, and we get the double Intimidate off. Hit it with a powerful Earthquake, but it is powered down due to that Intimidate. After eating up its poison moves, we go for Strength and we're able to clear Arbok. Another Gengar's coming out. Really had to think through what to do here. I only have so much BP on these moves that can actually hit the Gengar. So I finally opt to just go back out to Charizard. Go for a Flamethrower, and this one's level 58. It takes it a little better than the last one. Still looking like a 2-hit KO. But then the Citrus Berry pops off. I am in Blaze mode though now because of the poison, so I'm able to hit it with another Flamethrower. Together with the crit, I'm able to take it out. She goes out to Haunter as I send the mascot back out. It looks at me in a mean way, but I hit it with a Thunderbolt. We get Paralysis off as she goes for the full restore. Two more Thunderbolts and we're able to take this Haunter down. Just like that, we make our way to Lance. Starts off with the Gyarados, which I wanted to get the Intimidate off with Tauros. I switch into the Pikachu now, as he Dragon Rages. He outspeeds me and goes for a Hyper Beam and takes Pikachu straight down, making it extra tough to deal with this Gyarados. I opt to go into Primate, but I want to get a Paralysis off on this Gyarados. I finally do get that para, as he gets fully paralyzed. And little by little I whittle this thing down with the secret powers. Get hit with that Dragon Rage, but we're dealing with it just fine, as we finally get this Gyarados into the red. Of course, a full restore was coming. Switches on to Aerodactyl, and he ends up getting paralyzed on the switch, which is perfect. I switch back out to Kingler, as I eat up that wing attack, and I'm able to go to a Surf. Took it surprisingly well, as he goes for the Scary Face, and I'm able to just hit it with another Surf. He sends out the Dragonair, and I just go out into Tauros. I just go for a Strength. It does pretty decent damage as I get paralyzed. Hit it with another Strength, as he hits me with an Outrage that hits like a truck. Another Outrage, but we're able to barely hang on and take out the Dragonair. Gyarados wants to come back out, so I go into Primate. He gets his Intimidate off on me, as I opt to switch right back into the Tauros to get the Intimidate off on him. Hyper Beam misses, as Bite takes me down. I'm left in a tough position without the Pikachu or the Tauros now. I opt to just go back out to Primate, as a Safeguard wears out, and I'm able to go ahead and try to get the Paras. Even with the Intimidate, Hyper Beam is enough to take out the Primate. Butterfree comes back out and wants a shot to shine, as we go for the Sleep Powder. We start popping off some Psychics, as he wakes up immediately and hits us with a Dragon Rage. Get that nice special defense drop, and we're able to take down this Gyarados with the Butterfree. We go Kingler, as he sends in his Dragonite, level 60, and we go for the Blizzard. Thankfully we don't miss, and we get off some big damage on this thing. He goes for an Outrage and takes me down in one shot. I go on to Charizard, as his berry pops off and he's able to heal. I use a Dragon Claw TM that we found in Victory Road. We take a huge hit from Outrage, but we're able to take it down with another Dragon Claw. He sends in his Dragonair now, as we're able to hit it with another powerful Dragon Claw. That Outrage does take down our Charizard, but we still have Butterfree in the back. We go for another Psychic, and Butterfree gets his shot to shine with a critical hit. We take down Lance. We finally make our way to the champion, being Gary, which we've beat time and time again. Now I did opt to go ahead and take on this Elite Four with no revives. The only battle I'll be using items in is this one because he does spam full restored over and over and over again, and we are severely underleveled. He tries to go for the hacks as we go for a Thunderbolt and take it down in one shot. Right On comes out, which is no challenge for our Kingler. I definitely misclicked and hit Secret Power on it, but just in anime fashion where they pick moves that make no sense. I get scary faced and then hit with an Earthquake, which Kingler can take, and we hit it with a Surf. Executor tries to come back out and we send in our Charizard. Ten levels above us, we go for a Flamethrower, and he's barely able to hang on as he goes for a Sleep Powder. I didn't want this to take forever, so I just opt to go for an Awakening as he goes for a full Restore. Hit him with another Flamethrower, and this time we got lucky and got the crit, and Executor goes down. He goes to send in his Blastoise as I opt to go in Butterfree. Blastoise sends up the rain as I go for the Sleep Powder. I saw that as my opening, so I opt to go into Pikachu and go into Thunder since it's now 100% accurate in the rain while he's asleep. He is 11 levels over me and hits tremendously hard in the rain. We're able to hit the Thunder and we almost take it out. He pops off his berry and then a full Restore comes out. We're able to hit the Thunder again. We still miss out on the kill, but we do get the Para. He goes for yet another full Restore as we get another Thunder off. The rain does come to an end and he hits me with a Hydro Pump and takes Pikachu out in one shot. I opt to just go Tauros here since it is one of my faster Pokemon and go for Strength as I'm able to take down the Blastoise with a crit. And I'm not even sure if that mattered. He goes for the Alakazam, looking into the future once again as I go for a Strength, and I'm able to take it down in one shot with a crit. Arcanine comes out, but my Kingler's already pretty weak. I send in the Kingler just in case, take the Intimidate, and I go for a Mud Shot, but it extreme speeds me and is able to take me down in one shot. Go back out to Tauros to get the Intimidate off to weaken those extreme speeds, and then I switch into Primeape. Primeape gets hit hard with the Flamethrower, and then the Future Sight Alakazam threw up and I go straight down. Get that Intimidate off again to really weaken down those extreme speeds, and I go for an Earthquake on Tauros. Decent damage, but that Flamethrower is hitting real hard. I opt to go for a Rock Tomb to try to slow this thing down as I get hit with another Flamethrower and go down. With only 2 Pokemon left, I have to really reconsider how I'm going to get this done. I opt to go into Charizard first and use a Fly. Not doing as much damage as I wanted to. He is over leveled. and then he goes for a full restore. His flamethrowers are definitely doing more damage than the flies are. I opt to go for a full restore on my own. I ended up going for a flamethrower just to see how much damage that would do. Go for another full restore since he's already spammed like 10 of them. Hit him with another fly. He's finally at about 50% as I get hit with another flamethrower. Little by little whittling this thing down. I survived that last flamethrower barely. Just heal up one last time. He tries to go for the extreme speed as I go for another fly. I get crit by that flamethrower, and I opt to just hit it with the flamethrower of my own, and we take down the Arcanine. And like that, we have become the champion. Ash does defeat Gary. Hulk comes out to congratulate me. It definitely is possible for Ash to become champion if he didn't release his Primeape, release his Butterfree, if he actually trained up his Charizard, earned his respect, if he took his training serious. He definitely had some Pokemon that could take him to the top. And the nice and powerful squad of Ash is inducted into the Hall of Fame. Versatile team. He could definitely do it. He definitely should have done it. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Had tons of fun with this. Let me know if I should do something like this in the future with maybe a different region.